back in my car. The guys got it all done. I think we already explained, but we had to have the head from my engine that went bad remachined and put on the block from the spare engine because the spare engine had a cracked head. I don't know if we explained that in the video, but we thought it was cracked. We didn't know for sure. The machine shop couldn't find anything, but it was indeed cracked. But I'm back in my car. The guys made some setup changes to mimic more so Odie's car since I got used to that yesterday. So hopefully it won't feel too wildly different. But I'm really excited to be back in my car because I'm pumped. Like, this track is fun. I feel a little bit more comfortable on it now that I've had all those laps yesterday. So to get in a car that I'm comfortable in now, I'm super pumped. Let's go do it.
What I can on Adam's car. This is half the wall that last one, which was cool, but also, you know, made the car a little extra spicy. So I had to pull off a piece here and then four legs. Might go inside a car, but I'm trying to do this. The guys are taking a look at the engine. I don't know what's going on. I heard machine shop, so that's not good. So I'm just trying to help where I can. Get ties where I can for now until I figure out what's going on with the car.
A little bit too much sauce on my first practice lap. On the bank, you can get up a little bit too high and get in what they call the marbles, which is like all the tire debris where it gets really loose. Very, very good save. I almost put it into the wall. But we decided to call it and not practice anymore, which is unfortunate since I only got one lap in my car. But oil pressure is way below where we wanted on the bank, and we're worried that something internally in the engine could potentially be loose. So we decided to just call it and make sure if the engine's gonna seize up, hopefully I can at least get through some battles before it does.
The cannon game?
Look who's here!
Yeah, I'm getting word you got 3 minutes before we go on track. Okay.
TJ hit me up at the beginning of the season. He was like, I want to be there. I want to be your crew chief for a round. So obviously, Irwindale.
This is like months in the making. I'm like, I'm going to be your crew chief. I'm going to support you all the way to the finish line. So, shout out to Adam. He got me in here because there's no spectators for today. So he snuck me in. Team LZMOG Web on the back, King representing for the West Coast today. Gonna get a big dub. They know about that. Do they know about that?
Yeah. I'm pumped that you're here. It's cool. It's been quite the season.
I've been the biggest LZ fangirl on live stream, and for those who watch, I'm always there chatting up LZ. So I'm so stoked to be here. I'm so proud of you. You're like my brother that's made it to the big leagues, and I'm like shadowing in Pro-Am still, but I'm so happy to be here.
He says that, but every time I meet TJ, like, I don't want to say every time I meet him, every time I'm with TJ, he always gives me like some huge life advice, and he's always like, dude, you're doing that? Dude, you gotta fix that.
I'm the hype man, baby. That's what I'm here for. So that's why I'm like, this is gonna be, Adam's gonna be on the podium tonight, as long as this doesn't go kaboom, which it won't. I'm not putting that in your head, because you're gonna win.
What do I have to say on the podium?
Shake and bake, baby.
All right.
That's all you gotta do.
I'll do that.
The new motor has very low oil pressure, about 30 psi the whole way across the track.
So the reason we pulled the valve cover off is we found debris in the oil filter. The easiest way to do is pull this off, check to see if there's any scarring on the cams. We believe we either got some bad oil or there's something loose in the bottom end. There's been a lot of hands in this one, so we're not quite sure what's going on.
pressure, but it's gonna get really low once it gets hot.
Yeah.
So normally it's about 110, 120 hot. We're at 90. I'm sorry, 110, 120 cold. We're at 90 cold right now.
Gotcha.
And then when it's hot, we're usually around 70 to 90. And we're around 30 to 40 right now.
Damn.
The last lap, so it's like way down in oil pressure.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're doing to try to preserve the life of this engine, I don't know what Mike has covered in the pits, but I believe there's gear oil in the engine to kind of thicken it up and hopefully build a little bit more oil pressure, but it's also way better when it's cold. So we're gonna try to let the car warm up as little as possible. We set the fans to turn on sooner, because when the engine's a bit cooler, the oil pressure is better, but when it gets hot, it gets lower. So I'm pretty confident that I think it'll last throughout this round, but the bearings are definitely gonna be not so happy after this. But we don't know what's causing the drop in oil pressure, so if there is a part that is installed or in there incorrectly or a leak somewhere, we could potentially be having an oiling issue on one cylinder in particular, which would lead us to probably a critical failure sooner than later versus just bad oil pressure all overall.
Adam LZ versus Alec Robbins, and two FD rookies, as Adam LZ has been dealt all these veterans. Remember when he made his pro debut, we saw him go against Chris Forsberg, we saw him go against Vaughn, and here he is, two FD rookies in the pro championship. LZ back behind the wheel of his Injuku Racing, BC Racing S15. Alec Robbins, great to see him back after we missed him in Texas. All right, so here we go. And 350Z, look at LZ, slingshot out of that start chicane, gapping him, but watch Robbins, man. He has a lot of power on deck. Look at him, reeling him in. Man, looks like he's going deep sea fishing for some LZ tuna. Coming past that front clip, now into that second outside zone. Goes Adam LZ, not all the way deep, and there it is. That's what Robbins does. You can see him right there on the door of the S15. They're going to leave it all out on track. They know this is the final round of competition. Little wavering correction there by LZ as they cross the finish line.
Well, Robbins is probably not really happy with himself on the jump out of that gate. He got out of the gate a bit early and then had to kind of stop for a second, and that led to this gap where he started chasing down Adam LZ. He's not really in the fight till about here. Now he starts getting in, keeping that proximity on. Now, luckily for Robbins, LZ is not running the greatest lead line. He cut outside zone 2 a little bit short. That gave Robbins an opportunity to think about his preparation for his lead run. But he did make a mistake, Robbins, that is, getting out of the gate a little bit late and giving that edge and distance to Adam LZ about maybe more than halfway through the main.
Likely be your Formula Drift Rookie of the Year unless Alec Robbins continues on and essentially wins the event. But Adam LZ just garnering a lot of fans and bringing him into Formula Drift, and it's great to see him just make the decision going from Pro 2 to Pro, and that was purely based on, well, I'll be at all the locations for the Pro 2 Championship, why not enter Pro? And I think he's done really well in spades. So here we go, Alec Robbins will lead Adam LZ, giving chase. Robbins initiates. LZ back there quite a bit. Oh, and Robbins taps, not once, but twice. shaken, not stirred, continues on, keeps it high, and that was due to him tapping the wall. Robbins got a lot of horsepower under the hood, or just poking out of that 350Z. LZ taking a shallower line, but brings it tight to that front clip, and Robbins continues through the course. LZ tucking into that smoke trail. So you can see Robbins definitely has a little bit more horsepower than that of LZ, just separating and pulling away from LZ. And here are the results of LZ and Robbins, and Adam LZ moves on. I know his fans are ravenous, and they are excited about seeing Adam LZ advance on to the top 16, baby.
Definitely, like, this car is so fast out of the gate compared to the V8 car that I just rolled Robbins in the straight. But like, it's so critical for me to not handbrake on initiation, because when I handbrake, it kills so much speed that then my line is trashed. And I definitely did not do the lead run that I wanted to do. And in the chase, man, like, I'll be honest, there's just so much stuff going on with the car that kind of reminiscent of last season, where I'm just all in my head, like overthinking everything, and I let off in a lot of the areas of the track that I should have just blindly stayed floored, and definitely cost me some distance in the chase. But I think because he made such big mistakes in his lead, hitting the wall a few times, that's what garnished us the win. So Freddie's already jacking the car up. We literally just got back to the pits. We'll check in with him and see what their plan is now. I think we are going to pull the pan and check what's going on with the bearings, and possibly inspect the oil squirters to make sure none of those are loose, and see if that's possibly what's contributing to the low oil pressure.
What coating is that? No, you're right, that is. That's cylinder wall coating?
Skirt coating? Maybe off the skirts? It might be. If they did some, because there's
well, no, look at
machine
the
marks
look
in
no
it.
no look at the curvature of it. You see how it's curved the other way? The machining marks are curved into it.
It's all in the pan. So as we run the motor, it like goes in the pickup and just, you know, clogs it up.
That's why I added
So
the lock.
whatever material this is starts clogging the oil pickup and then starving the motor of oil.
You gotta figure out what the hell that is.
Yeah.
It's not making no noise.
Guys are buttoning up the car right now. We think the pistons have a protective coating on the skirts, and the fact that they're a little loose in the cylinders have knocked all of that down and is clogging a little bit of the pickup tube. We dropped the pan and cleaned all of the pan out, cleaned the pickup tube out, going back together with it right now. And we also think that, like, the oiling clearances are very loose. 50 weight oil is only holding 20 psi when it's warm, so we put some really thick oil stabilizer. It's more of a band-aid, but it's our last ditch hope. It's the last round, last top 16, last engine. So it's just kind of like everything we got all at once, and see how far we can go.
So, what do y'all think of the custom fade get up? What? And it's reflective. Actually, I've had this for years, but it kind of matches the car perfectly. So Adam is at the ceremony right now, but the car is still back at the rig. They're finishing it up, so he's just standing there by himself.
GT Radio S13 is Travis. I don't know if it exists on the scooter down there, but we'll see if we get the S15 up here on the starting grid. Makes the noise for the Juku Racing, Achilles Tire, BC Racing, S15. Right now, you got a scooter. It is Adam LZ.
For my top 8 battle, I'm going against Kengushi and his Supra. We got some good notes on it. The track's cooled down, so it's gonna be a lot grippier. Made a few setup changes, but stoked to get back out and drive. I think the oil issue is fixed, so that's rad, and just gonna go have some fun.
Von Gint Jr.
Von Gint Jr. Like, you're going to learn a lot because those opportunities in those cars don't really come about. So I think he's done a great job, and he'll secure the Rookie of the Year, but he's got to go up against a veteran right now, Ken Gucci.
That's right. Here we go. Adam LZ initiating into the bank. Ken Gucci having issues of his own, swapping out the engine, and Adam LZ mid-bank here at Irwindale as he transitioned past that front clip. Adam LZ now into the inner bank. That 2J powered S15, beautiful looking car, and of course the Supra, not too shabby either. Now coming back into that final outside zone. LZ, let's see how he manages. Brings it right near those pylons, and Ken Gucci cannot be shaken either.
Yeah, you know, I'm starting to sense a little bit of 2019 Ken Gucci at Irwindale. And I think he basically has had enough and is just really going out there and driving hard. Now, Adam left a little bit on the table, a little bit left to be desired on the big bank. And I don't think you can do that against a very hungry Ken Gucci, because in his chase run right here, he did a really great job eyeing up areas specifically where he could attack and get super close to Adam LZ, especially through this inside clip here, and not letting him get away. Great job by Gucci there. Adam LZ in his lead run, pretty solid overall, but did leave a little bit on the table for outside zone number 1. Almost hitting some of those center pylons there, but now we will switch things up. Adam's got to give a good chase here to Ken Gucci. Let's see how Gucci manages that big bank.
Toyota GR Supra, and LZ giving chase. Let's see what Gucci's got here. Both these guys running on Achilles tires, and Ken Gucci initiates. You saw some wavering there, but look at that. He massages it up the bank, allowing LZ to gain that proximity. Now coming back past that second inside clip into the inner bank and then outside zone. LZ right there in his business, tucking in. Oh, there it is. We saw that from, I'm trying to recall who it was, but he was right, thank you, Von Gint Jr. He got blinded by the smoke, and Adam LZ, unfortunately, I was just gonna say, he was just eyeballs deep in the smoke, and you're not gonna be able to navigate the course like that.
Yeah, and that was looking to be a really strong chase run there from Adam LZ. Let's see the moment that it transpired here. Gucci midline on the bank, then he starts working his way up, exits at the right time, but through the smoke line is Adam LZ. Good pressure there through inside clip 1, and again on outside zone number 2. Now, the moment that it all goes awry is right here when he starts getting lost in the smoke line, and he transitions, and he's on the wrong side of the course. Did not stay with Gucci. You can see the front wheels kind of wash out there.
Whoa.
Bill.
Almost got that wall.
Scary situation there for LZ. Don't want to have that happen, but as you said, Jared, we have seen that before. Saw that with Von Gint Jr. on Friday night. Yep. Here's a look from above. And whatever the takeaway is for Adam in his own mind, I think overall he showed a lot of high-level drifting this year that I don't think a lot of people would have expected at first glance.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity, he was going to maybe do Pro 2 again, but because of these double headers, and I think he's proved that he definitely belongs here.
Rightfully so, and I think, like you said, it really came together for him in Texas. I think Adam LZ is a talent. He's a great addition to the Formula Drift paddock, and of course, you know, we love his fans coming over here. They are very passionate about him and his whole lifestyle.
That was crazy. I definitely messed up big time on my lead, but on the chase I did the same thing that Vaughn did yesterday, and it's really easy to get lost in the smoke there. And I did my best. I was blinded on another part of the track, and you guys will see in the in-car footage, but that transition, I had no idea where I was, and I tried to transition where I thought I needed to, but I was clearly too soon. And I saw that blue line on the outer rim of that concrete barrier, and thank God for those blue LEDs on those things, or I would have gone right into it. Because I was like, That was sketchy. And I saw Vaughn do that the other day, and I was like, how did he manage that? And then it happened to me.
He came over here and said the exact same
Did he?
thing.
He said that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but up until then, that was so wicked.
I know.
That was an awesome chase, babe.
That was fun.
Yeah, well.
The car is hooked up. We also were out of tire.
Yes, you knew.
Oh yeah, you cooked them up.
Yeah, I was worried about that because I was left foot braking so hard that like, yeah, maybe we should have had a little bit, no, that was probably a problem, man. That's not why I got lost. If I didn't get lost, I probably would have spun anyway.
Those are slick boys. Look at them. Yay. Proud of you.
That's fun. One, two. So I'm pretty sure the deal has been sealed and we officially got Rookie of the Year. And a lot of us going into this, that kind of was the goal, and to just, you know, do the best we possibly could. It seemed even like a stretch coming from what we went through in Pro 2, and now that 15's getting loaded up. Very last event of the season. We got to come up with a game plan, figure out what we're going to do in terms of refreshing it, rebuilding it, and what the plans are for next year. But for now, all I can say is I am so unbelievably appreciative of all the hard work, everyone on the team, because I made every single battle. I always had a car to drive, and it took a lot of work behind the scenes to make that happen. I know Mike did a fantastic job capturing it, but I really don't think any video could do justice to the chaos that goes behind the scenes. I've learned so much just in this season, and I really want to make a video kind of rounding up a lot of my thoughts and stuff that I've learned from the season. But right now, it's just, we're trying to get out here, trying to go eat and just relax. So my brain is right now in relax mode, but I'm super appreciative. I'm super appreciative of all you guys that have had my support, had my back, and it's been awesome to show these guys that we mean business, and of course all the sponsors that believed in me and supported the program, and I'm happy I was able to deliver some results. And yeah, next video I'll be back in Florida. I don't know what's going to be going on, but hopefully it's chill because we all need a break. But thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.